All right. So I think it's obvious to most that MK1 had a pretty rocky launch. Since even before the beginning, with early access having a bug that literally wouldn't let people who paid to play the game early, which I think should be illegal. But hey, then we had the PC performance issues because they literally weren't playing the same game as console players for some reason. I guess the game was being developed by a different company altogether, which hey, you can have your own thoughts about that. Followed by the dreaded player one advantage bug. I think you all know that bug, and then the bug that followed shortly after that allowed, I think it was player two, to move slightly earlier in the second round or something of that nature. Like they could literally just start moving before the other player. Now that bug did not last long, but still it was there. Now all that on top of having less customization and terrible game modes, including boring ass invasions mode. Well, needless to say, the series kind of took a shit, and I think we all knew that it was WB's fault, like they were to blame, but I don't think anyone cared, right? None of us really give a shit. That's on y'all. We just wanted a good video game, and we just knew that NetherRealm did not deliver. As much as we loved them, they did not deliver. But even then, I think most people would agree that while the cameos felt a little unneeded, the gameplay was still fun, right? And fun to watch. And I think that on top of the anticipation of this game, right after the upset that was MK11, those two things kind of kept this game alive, even though I personally actually did like MK11, but obviously an unpopular opinion, I guess. But I think that, and kind of the fact that NetherRealm seemed to be hard at work, quote unquote, fixing the game behind the scenes. They did make like invasions mode a little bit better, and they quote unquote lowered prices, I guess, on things that honestly they shouldn't have been charging for in the first place. But again, I digress. Anyways, by this point, I think we all knew it was going to be up to Peacekeeper to save our day. And, well, it seems like he might have. Looking at the numbers and things finally seem to be going in the right direction for MK1. Now, I know 1 month does not constitute a pattern, but I just think it's worth noting that this is the first positive month, or positive 30 days they've had in this game since launch. I also know that this may be partially credited to the patch that was supposed to make Johnny less oppressive and fix some of the cameo issues that have kind of been plaguing the game. And the ones that kind of made us seem like, or see the same character combinations over and over and over again. Now it seems NetherRealm is taking small steps when it comes to balance changes, which I guess can work depending on the frequency of the change, and in my opinion it's always best to not immediately gut characters just because like the community is tired of them, or they've been plaguing the #1 spot since the beginning. I don't think that's automatically a reason to put them as an F tier, just make them absolute trash, which a lot of games seem to do. Or even to put them from S to B feels really bad, I think, for a lot of the player base, especially the ones who play the game. Now I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of the cameo system. I think that this game would have been just as good, if not better, without it, and I think that a lot of these players were supposed to be main roster characters, and they just didn't have time to make them have full kits, and so they made them basically background characters, in my opinion. And I think WB said, hey, we need to get this game out this year, and they had like maybe less than half the roster finished, so they said, well, let's change the system or something of that nature. Maybe they had this from the jump, but I just feel like it's not completely polished in a way that I feel Mortal Kombat or NetherRealms usually polishes their systems, and it does feel like a rush system to me. So again, just my opinion. But that being said, maybe just a 1v1 mode is needed to really kind of bring the game back to its glory days, and to bring a whole new player base back, and to bring the same 26,000 I think it was at launch that were playing the game back, if not maybe more, and put this game back into where it was, or where we thought it would be in our minds, I guess. Good lord, that combo. Anyways, because if you look at things like even even the competitive scene just isn't doing that well, and I really would like to get it back to or into some glory days, because I don't feel like it necessarily had glory days quite yet. Though I could be wrong. I'm not sure. What do you think though? Is this game finally making a comeback? I know the whole reason I made this video is because I suddenly got the urge to like play the game again. And I thought, well, you know, I can't be the only one. And so I decided to look at the Steam charts and kind of look at how people are feeling about the game. And, you know, it tells, I think, at least a little bit of a story. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Other than that, if you liked, leave a like, subscribe, do all the things. This has been Yacht Gaming. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.